Morning girls, I hope you all are safe and today we will be starting our new chapter number 14, Wind and Storm. You know very well that the natural disasters or the calamities, they cause severe loss to the life, to the buildings, to the materials, etc. And wind, when it blows in a very high speed, it also causes a lot of disaster or the natural calamity. Okay, so when the wind it blows in a very high speed, it is called storm, and it brings a lot of damage to the various things. So here in this chapter, what we will do, we will study about the various kinds of winds and the various kinds of disasters which are caused by those winds, as well as the precautions that we must take by in those disasters. Now girls, before we come to the wind, we will just discuss a few things about the air. You know, air is all around us and we will discuss about the two properties of air. The first one is that it exerts the pressure. Okay, it exerts the pressure on all the objects and it exerts a pressure in all the directions also. It is not there that it will exert in one direction only. It will exert in all the directions, and this pressure which is exerted by the air is known as air pressure. Okay, so you must have seen that we fill the air in our wheels, okay, in the tire tubes here, and that tire tube in which the air gets filled, that is made up of a very soft rubber. It is an elasticated material so that it can bear the pressure of the air. If it had been made of a stiff thing, then what would have happened? Because of the pressure of the air, there would have been cracks in that material. Okay, so another example is that we fill the air in the balloon, and what happens? Because of the pressure of the air, it gets inflated, right? Because there is air inside it, it exerts a pressure, so the balloon gets inflated. So all these are examples of the air pressure. Now girls, we also know that the air, the blanket of air all around us is known as atmosphere. So atmosphere is also exerting pressure on all the things. It is exerting pressure on human beings, it is exerting pressure on all the things living and the non-living things, and that pressure is known as atmospheric pressure because it is exerted by the atmosphere. Then one of the property of the atmospheric pressure is that it decreases with the altitude. If we go high up on the mountains, there the pressure will be less as compared to the sea level. At the bottom areas or the low plain areas, there the pressure is much more as compared to the altitude. The altitude increases, the pressure decreases. Okay. So we'll tell you some examples. We'll do the two activities to show that the air exerts the pressure. So the first activity is, the aim is to show that air exerts pressure. Material required: transparent cup or a glass and a cardboard or a plastic sheet big enough to cover the mouth of the glass or cup. So what you will do is, we'll take a glass and fill it with the water till the brim, till the top. Okay, and we ensure that no air bubble is inside it. We will completely fill it. If we leave some space, then what will happen? The air will come at that place. So we will fill it till the top, and then we will cover it with a cardboard lid. Now place one hand gently on the lid. So what you will do is, suppose this is a tumbler. Okay, we have filled it with the water, and on the top we will place the cardboard sheet. Now what we will do is, we will put a hand on that cardboard sheet and slowly we will reverse this. Okay, when we reverse this, and the air, we had put a hand on that, okay, and slowly we will remove the hand. This is the cardboard sheet. Okay, we will remove the hand. What we will see? You will say, ma'am, the cardboard sheet will go down because of the gravitational pull and the water will get spilled. No, the water doesn't get spilled and the sheet also doesn't fall down. You can try it at home. Why? The reason is that what is the reason? Inside the tumbler there is no air. We have removed almost all the air. The water is there. Air inside it, there is no pressure because there is no air, so there is no pressure. But outside that sheet here, there is a lot of air, and that is all exerting pressure on the sheet. So it is pulling it up. It is not allowing it to fall down. Got it? It will be there for a few seconds or sometimes till the gravitational pull. If the gravitational pull gets more than this air pressure, then what will happen? This sheet will fall down. But if the gravitational pull is not that much as the air pressure, if the air pressure is more, it will not allow this to fall down. Is that clear? So observation is that the cardboard sheet does not fall down and the water in the glass does not spill. Conclusion. This happens because the air pressure pushing up on the cardboard prevents the cardboard from falling off. This shows that the air exerts the pressure. Okay, now let's do the other activity to show that the presence of the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is also the pressure exerted by the air all around the thing or all around a human being. Material required: a metal tin or a can with a tight cap, water, burner, and a pair of tongs. Tongs means the chimta, okay, with which you can remove that hot thing. What is the procedure? Fill about 1/3 of the can with water. You will fill this 1/3 with the water and keep the can without its cap on the stove or the burner and boil the water for some time till a lot of steam escapes. So what you will do? You will fill it 1/3 with the water, put it on the burner, and you will not close the lid. The steam will start coming out, okay, and that steam will go out of the burner of this container. Along with that steam, what will happen? A lot of air inside this will also go out, okay. It will get empty from the air. Then what you will do is, now using a pair of tongs, remove the can from the stove and immediately close the can mouth without the cap tightly, with the cap tightly. You will remove this from the burner and immediately you will close the lid, okay. Now pour cold water on the can and observe what happens. You will pull the cold water on it. The can gets crushed when the cold water is poured on it. Why? Because, see, this happens because the steam produced during the boiling of water pushes out most of the air inside the can. When the steam was getting made and you were allowing it to pass through it, to pass out of it, the air inside it was also passing out. Okay? And then you immediately close the lid. So the air inside this was very little, very less. And then when cold water was poured, the steam left inside the can condenses to form water. When you put the cold water on it, then what happens? The steam, whichever steam is left inside, it also condenses and turns into water. So that means inside the can, hardly any steam or any air is left. So if the air is very less, the pressure inside it will be very less. But the pressure outside the can is much more, right? So what happens is, so the pressure of the air inside the can becomes much less than the pressure of the air outside it. This greater atmospheric pressure crushes the can from all the sides, thus indicating the presence of atmospheric pressure. Got it? So this outside pressure, it becomes much more than the inside pressure. So it will crush or crinkle the can. Now, there is very interesting context related to it of the air pressure. Okay, we'll read it. What is it? In 1656, a German scientist and a mayor of Magdeburg, Otto von Guericke, designed an experiment to demonstrate the concept of atmospheric pressure. He took two metallic hemispheres of about 50 centimeters in diameter and he placed these two hemispheres together such that they made a complete sphere and removed the air present in between them. So what he did, he took two hemispheres, okay, and then he joined these two hemispheres in such a way that the air inside this was taken out. There was no air left between these two. The air was pumped out with the help of the vacuum tube, okay, vacuum pump. The air was pulled out and they were joined together, right? If there is no air inside it, so that means what will happen? If there is no air, there will be no air pressure, okay, but there will be air pressure outside it, all around it. So that air pressure is not allowing these hemispheres to get apart. 16 horses were employed. Look at the strength of the horses, okay. 8 this side, 8 this side, they were employed, or they were used to pull these hemispheres apart, but they could not do that. So that means this pressure was much more. It was not allowing the hemispheres to get apart. When the air inside was removed with the vacuum pump, the air pressure inside the sphere became very less as compared to the pressure outside the sphere. Okay, that is the atmospheric pressure. Hence, there was a net large inward force acting on the sphere. Inward force from all the sides, which kept the two hemispheres together, making it almost impossible to pull them apart. Now, the second property of the air which we will study here is that air expands on heating. You know this very well. When the air is heated, then the molecules, they get apart and it expands. Okay. We will do one activity based on this. That activity is that aim is to show that air expands on heating. Material required: a balloon, a 2-liter water bottle, and a bowl of hot water. What we will do is we fix a slightly inflated balloon to the mouth of a 2-liter bottle. We will take a bottle and we will put a balloon on top of that lid, on that bottle cap. Place the bottle with the balloon into the bowl of the hot water. So this pan is having the hot water. We will put that bottle. Bottle is not having anything. Bottle is not having any cold water, any hot water. Okay, we will put that bottle inside this pan. Now observe the change. The balloon gets inflated when the bottle is kept in hot water. When it is kept here, it will get inflated. Why? Because the hot water heats up the air inside the bottle. This water is hot. Okay, we cannot put this bottle directly on the burner. Why? Because otherwise this is a plastic metal, it will get melted. So that's why we have kept it in the pan. Pan is already containing hot water. So that hot water will, what will it do? It will expand, it will heat up the air inside the bottle. There is air inside the bottle, it will get heated up, it will expand. So where it will go? It will go on the balloon only, inside the balloon, and the balloon will get inflated. This shows that air expands on heating. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. The rest part of this chapter we will do in the next session.